Now we're going to start learning about layout, and I just want to do a high-level overview. So this is kind of like a preview of everything we're going to see with layout, but I also just want to take a moment to sort of reflect on what we've seen so far before. And this is just good learning, right? So when people study, how do we learn? How do we learn well? How do you teach? How do you teach well? One of the things you want to do is always stop and kind of get this high level overview. It's kind of like you're on a journey and you just want to kind of like get the map out and say, where are we? We're in between two mountains. We've been going over mountains. Where are we in the grand scheme of things? And so that's what we're going to do in this video. A little bit of a review and a little bit of a preview. And just for those of you who are interested what the preview is going to be like, or what is the material we're going to be covering, we have from 029 to 062 to talk about layout. There's a lot of files in there, but really there's only a couple of main topics. And so those main topics are the box model. We've already looked at the box model, and and we're going to learn about box sizing, border box. And then we're going to learn about margin zero auto. I think we've already seen that a little bit. Then we're going to learn how display works, and then we're going to look at position, and then we're going to look at float, and then we're going to look at Flexbox. And so those are all different tools which we'll be adding to our toolbox to help us do layout, right? To get our web pages looking the way we want them to look. All right, so a couple of resources which will be really helpful in learning all this layout. So if we go to Layout Overview, there's two resources, and one of them is learnlayout.com. And so that's the first one. And then the other one is I just get there by Googling CSS tricks Flexbox, right? And that's the second one. And we'll be looking at these. But if you look at the table of contents here, this table of contents reflects pretty much what I just showed you. And so margin zero auto, the box model, box sizing, border box, position, right? Display property, block, inline block, flex, none. We'll learn about those. Float, clearing floats, and then like media queries, we'll get to that, and Flexbox, we're going to do Flexbox, right? So this is a good page to look at for a summary of all the different layout stuff. And I got here at learnlayout.com, and then going to table of contents. And then Flexbox, this is the resource you want to go to when learning Flexbox, and we'll learn how to read this documentation and how to use Flexbox in detail in the coming videos. So that's a little bit of a preview and review, a little bit of like where have we been, what have we already covered, some basic environment setup, getting our editors running, understanding the terminal, understanding GitHub, and then understanding the basics of HTML and the basics of CSS, and using HTML to structure our documents, semantic HTML, right? Instead of just a bunch of divs, using those tags, footer, header, section, article, main, aside, using all those tags, and then using headings to outline our document. And now we're going to learn how to lay things out and make them look pretty. All right, so that's all coming in the next videos.